I'm going to talk to you today about interviewing a challenger prospect. Hopefully you've downloaded the script that is in the link in the training that goes with this. And basically anybody who's going to message you about more information, whether that be specifically about the 21-day fix or whether that be about just more information about what you're doing and how your life is changing and how they can have that happen too. So sometimes it might even be about a challenge group post that you posted. So at the beginning of the script, it talks about, if somebody asks how much as being their first question when you're talking about the challenge group, how to respond to that. And then if they don't ask about the price, how to respond to that. But that's basically for challenge group invitations and if they're responding to a challenge group invitation. So what I do instead of those two parts is when I get a message from them and they're like, hey, tell me more about this 21-day fix, what does it all entail? And I'm like, okay, before I give you that information, I would love to learn more about where you are and what you need before I give you all this information, just because I want to make sure that if it's not the right fit, that I know what would be a right fit, or if it is, then it just solidifies that. And usually they're totally okay with you asking them some questions, and especially when it's about getting to know them more and knowing what their needs are. If you emphasize getting to know them more and knowing what their needs are before you just give them a bunch of information, I've never had anyone say no to that. And I can tell you that with this script, somebody who I've gone from the beginning to the end with, I have gotten 100% closure rate with it, because they basically convince themselves that this is what they need before you even get to the end part of inviting them. So when I say script, I use that very loosely. What I want you to do in here after you watch this video is to go through the script and make it your own. Okay, so you have the idea of what I want you to ask in the picture or in the script, and I just want you to turn it into your own words. If it's not something how you would say it, then don't say it. You want to be genuine. So the first part, you ask them just a little bit about their life. Do they have kids? Are they married? Do they work? Do they have any fur babies? Ask them to give them give a peek to your day-to-day life. Something that really helps me as I'm going through all these questions is I keep this document in something called Evernote in my phone. And Evernote is awesome because you never have to worry about having a document on your computer and then sending it to yourself. It's just all linked together through the website, through your login on Evernote. So I'd highly, highly recommend doing that. Just copy and paste this into an Evernote, and that's all you have to do. So I will literally go down from question to question to question. So every time you ask a question, you respond to what they said, and then you ask another question. You need to maintain control of the conversation. So say that they, are married and they have 2 kids or whatever. You say, that's awesome that you're a stay-at-home mom and that you're married, and what are the ages of your kids? So if you feel like you need to dive more deeper into the answer that they give you, feel free to do that. Just make sure you end it with a question. And then after they say, they're blah, blah, blah age, and they're 2 boys, I'll be like, oh, that's really awesome. I have 2 kids too. The next question is, why do you want to work with me? So I don't really like asking that question in that way. What I do phrase it as is, what sparked your interest to message me or reach out to me or like my post or whatever they did to express interest? And usually they'll tell you about how they love seeing your posts and you've been hearing a lot about it and they just want to know more. And I say, oh, that's awesome. Like, I'm really glad that my posts can inspire you. That's my whole goal of why I post things, is to just inspire people. And then you say, after stating a compliment or a response to whatever they're saying, then ask them the next question. Tell me about your specific weight loss and weight loss goals. Obviously, you're not going to phrase it that way, but make it your own. So you go through, you ask them what methods they've tried, what's working, what's not working, how long have they been trying to lose weight or change their body, is nutrition a strength or a weakness, Do they struggle with overeating, malnutrition, cravings, or binging? And if so, to expand on that, again, make this your own wording. If you decide to do nothing, how will your current lifestyle affect you the next year? Does your current weight/body image affect your relationships? Do you have any injuries? Make sure that they tell you more details about those. Are there any kinds of fitness they really enjoy and despise? This is where it's going to really be key to figure out which program is best for them. I always recommend to go with 21 Day Fix because it has the nutrition aspect as well as the workout program. And then once they get that and Shakeology, they're pretty much set for future workout programs. So then they can try anything that they want. But the 21 Day Fix is a really good start of low impact and feasible workouts that are only 30 minutes. So that's why I heavily recommend, unless something really stands out to be as being something else that they would be a better fit for. What I really like is that the size challenge pack has an option. One of the challenge pack that it is has the containers for the 21 Day Fix in it, which is awesome. And I've said a million times that every challenge pack has to include 21 Day Fix portion containers in the meal plan, but I'm glad that we at least have one other option that includes that, because they can work out all you want, but if you're not eating right, you're not going to see results. My hair's getting crazy with this one. Okay, enough about that. Then you ask them, when you look in the mirror, describe to me what you see and how you feel. And I make sure to let them know that it's not all about being their physical body, also like how they feel mentally and emotionally, physically and spiritually. And then ask them, what do you want to see and feel? And then this is when it starts getting awesome. On a scale 1 to 10, how motivated are you to make a change today? And then the next one is, why is your health a financial priority now? Sometimes this question confuses people, so you make sure you word it the way that you need to make it make sense to your people. But this makes them know that there is a financial commitment, and seeing how serious they are. This might sound a little weird to you, but at first when I started as a coach, I would just take anybody. And I didn't want to scare them with having to pay. But let's be real. When you fork over $140 for a challenge pack or $160 for a challenge pack or whatever, when they see the value in what you're offering, they can come up with the money. Let's be honest. Like, we have one income for our house. It's $29,000 for my husband. We don't make very much. We're on WIC, we're on Medicaid, but we could scrape that up, whatever that means, if it really is something that I want to do. So the one thing that I love about the fact that it's not just like $30 is because they're making an investment in their future, and it's going to cause them not to want to give up. That's why I didn't give up when I first started, was because I invested $180 in my first challenge pack. There's no way I was just going to give up like everything else that I'd tried. I think Weight Watchers, they spent like $10 a month or something. I don't even remember. But it wasn't significant enough for me to double think about, okay, well, I can't give this up that quickly. So I think that that's actually a pro to having the challenge packs being the prices that they are. So when you ask them if why their health is a financial priority now, this will show you how serious they are. If they are not ready, you don't want them to start. If their scale on a scale 1 to 10 is 1 or 2, you don't want them to start, because guess what? It's going to be a lot of frustration and hard work for you, and a lot of frustration and hard work for them. So if it is not the right time, just be okay with it and move on, and make sure you just keep touching base with them. See how they're going, watch their Facebook, comment about what's going on in their life, and they will eventually hopefully be ready, and then you can be there for them, and they know that you're the expert that they can turn to. Then the last question is, if you were in your ideal body today, how would you be living differently? And this is kind of them dreaming, like, what would that be like? And so after they say that, I say, okay, so let me give you the details on the challenge so you can see how it works. And this part is pretty much what I say. I maybe tweak it a little bit, but it really just depends on that person. So when I do the I personally recommend part, I actually have it already filled out because I recommend the 21 Day Fix normally. So I'll say I personally recommend the 21-day fix program for you. I think it would be the best choice because, and then tie that into what they already told you. Tie that into the reasons and the things that they're needing help, because honestly, most likely they'll line up with the 21-day fix. Again, you know why my reasons are for that. So then I give them an example of some of the results in the program. You can use my results if you don't have ones of your own, but you can use your own, mine. If you need some more, I have some that I was given permission for to use. And they are awesome. They really speak for themselves. I actually had some girls tell me that they seem too good to be true. I was like, well, sometimes I feel like it is, but with hard work and the right tools, you can do anything. Thank God that Beachbody gave us the right tools, right? So then I asked them, are you familiar with Shakeology? And then I tweaked it a little bit, but I would say basically if you aren't sure about your own personal story with Shakeology, or you just love the one that's on here that Andrea did, then I would recommend doing something like that. So I just copy and paste all the way up to, so you get to try yourself and see. And they usually make some comment back after that, and then you're like, okay, well, are you near your computer? Because I can walk you through the sign-up process, and we'll get you set up with your meal plan and added to our private Facebook group. Personally, I don't like the word VIP, but that's up to you. I just take that out. And it asks for us to do 1 to 2 friends you'd like to invite to participate with you that could benefit from an accountability group like this. I usually phrase it a little bit differently, saying, are there any friends that you know locally? Because I've found out that it's a lot easier to do it with maybe 1 or 2 friends that you live close to. Is there anyone that has been kind of contemplating this journey with you, or you know that would love to join with you? So that is a great way to join, to have referrals. And if they don't give you any right now, that's totally fine. But they will be thinking about that in the future when they start seeing their results. They're going to want to tell everybody, just like how I wanted to tell everybody when I was seeing results and I wasn't even a coach yet. So I think that this is a great way to do it. I was kind of like having not sure about how to construct my conversations, and actually just recently in the last month I started doing it this way, and it's been golden. Like seriously, this is gold. 100% working all the time. Can you imagine that? Because they convince themselves. So when by the time you get to the price part, there's really no objections, because they've convinced themselves either this is something that they want to do and they find value in it, or maybe this isn't something that they want to do, or they're not ready for it, and that's totally fine. When it comes to doing your links and things like that, I will do another video to show you what links you need in order to send to people, so when they're ready to buy a challenge pack, you have all the stuff you need. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I appreciate you going through this training. That means that you are doing a great job already as a coach, because you're learning, and this is the stuff that will make you a great coach. So I'm excited for you, and I'm so wanting you to be successful, and this is the first way that we start that journey. So thank you guys, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.